another episode of Indigenous Survival. Hopefully you've seen my channel and you like the content so far. I do have a lot more planned out, including maybe a 7-day winter survival show. But today I want to talk about trash. Unfortunately, in this day and age, there's trash about everywhere you go. I don't think there's a place in this world that you can go that there's not trash. I mean, Les Stroud showed that on a couple of his shows of Survivor Man, where he went to an island in the middle of the South Pacific, really nobody around, and there's garbage on this beach. Dual Survival the same way. Alone more recently. Naked and Afraid. So garbage is everywhere, and that's a sad thing to say, that humans cannot pick up their stuff. But in a real survival situation, that trash can help you if you know how to do it right. I mean, I'm going to show you. First of all, this isn't, and technically it's trash. I just emptied this Coke bottle today. So it would normally be, disposed of. During the summer, I know this isn't survival, but if you got pets, I do want to say this real fast before I do get started on this, is what I like to do during the summer. I got 2 deep freezers. I like to fill these up after I rinse them out real good with clean water, so there's no soda left in it, whether it's Coke, Dr. Pepper, whatever, even generics, doesn't matter. Fill these up with water, stick them in the freezer. That day, by the next day they're frozen. And if you pay attention to the weather, well, you know it's going to be hot. So you do this ahead of time. Just take your knife. I use an X-Acto with an old blade. Just cut them open and pop out a big block of ice. Then I put 2 or 3 of these in my dog's water bowls and top it up with some water, whether they're inside or out. My dogs pretty much are inside dogs, but even if they're outside, they have access to cold water. Inside, they have access to cold water. I mean, think about it. I think like they're people. If I like to have a cold drink when it's 90 degrees outside, whether that's an ice cold beer or ice cold Coke or whatever, I'm pretty sure my dogs would like to have it too. So, there is more than one use for these things. But indigenous people, like in the Amazon jungle, they'll use this, and they'll use these as a water carrier up until the point to where they get worn out. Then they turn them into a trap, and that's what I'm going to show you today. A simple little trap. Okay, like I said, they in the Amazon, they don't see this as trash. And I want to say one thing real fast, another little thing real fast. I see that Americans, and I love this country, I'm Native American, I'm Miami Indian, but too many people waste so much stuff. We make so much trash. Other countries don't do that. Like I said, in the Amazon, a lot of tribes, if they had a plastic water bottle, plastic 2-liter bottle like this, unlike us where we'll just pitch it and throw it away, they will see this as a container. And of this, it's still useful. They will use it as a water carrier until it's no longer useful for that job. Maybe it's got a punch little holes in it, so now it won't hold water, but they still don't throw it away. They turn this into a nice and very effective little trap, very effective fish trap that could either be used for, you might get lucky and catch a small panfish in it, where you can, fry it. Or more than likely, you're going to catch smaller bait fish like minnows. You may actually catch a crawfish in this, which you can either use as bait, or if you catch enough of them, you know, people in Louisiana and everywhere else, they boil them, taste like freshwater crab, because that's what's related, freshwater lobster, because that's what it's related to. Sorry, I don't know why I said crab. But, so anyway, quick little trap you can make with this. Okay, take the lid off. You don't need it. Take out your knife. It's a very simple little trap. You can do it a couple ways. I'm just going to show you one little fast one. Take off the wrapper. We don't need that either. I'm not being sponsored by Coca-Cola, so don't really want to give them credit. Now, if they want to sponsor, if anybody from Coca-Cola sees this and wants to sponsor me, hey, get a hold of me. You're not going to want this. This is too small. So you want to cut this off. Nothing has to be perfect. Okay, don't have to be perfect. Then just come down here. Okay, I went and got a different 2-liter. I had to get another light source because it's getting a little dark where I'm at. Anyway, what you want to do, I'm going to start a little bit different. Go ahead and cut your bottle roughly in half. I do say roughly. Kind of turning the bottle, not the knife. They are a little flimsy to work with, but it just shows you what you can do with some trash. Now, if I was on the Amazon like the indigenous people there are, I'd probably be using it much like they would. And using it as a water bottle for as long as I could. Okay, but what you end up doing is you're going to put this down the side there. After, I should have done this first. I just want to make sure it fits. And also, you know, one thing I have learned from other people is I could have done this earlier today, made it look all pretty and that, and showed it to you. But I thought, well, why would I want to do that? I want you to see exactly how I do it. Exactly how hard it can be. Instead of just, oh, this is what you, here's a 2-liter bottle fish trap. Or for either fish, crawfish, whatever. Bait fish so you can catch bigger fish. Yeah, I could do that. And then just describe how to do it. First of all, where's the fun in that? I want you to see it. And I also want you to see that it's not exactly as easy as they show on TV. I mean, that stuff they do show on TV, like, I do like Dual Survival and stuff, where things always seem to go right. Things don't always go right. You could try for hours and hours and hours and not start a fire by rubbing 2 sticks together. So yeah, you know, I want to show you that, hey, things ain't exactly like they show you on TV and also some YouTube channels where, oh, this guy come out there and done this in 3 minutes and look, and it's done. Yeah, it's not that easy. Survival is hard. Cut the top off, because you don't need this. And I'm in my front yard right now, so I don't have a creek or river or anything I could throw this in. So, you know, I'm not fortunate enough right now to have 40 acres with a nice, beautiful spring running through it. I wish to God I could. If anybody knows up, I will say this, if anybody out there is willing to donate some land that they can keep and let me film on it, has that, please get a hold of me too. I'd be more than happy to mention you and anything else. In every one of my videos, I'd be more than happy to mention that I'm filming in this place courtesy of. So, yeah. Now, I could take this and go ahead and pop some holes in here. My hand does fit in here fairly good. I'm not going to, because frankly it's dark and Indianapolis apparently doesn't believe in spraying for mosquitoes. Another thing about I guess our mayor, I guess they do around his house. Hell, sorry, I'm not trying to get political, but I guess here in Indianapolis, I guess our mayor, they go out there and wipe him down with off and stuff. But I'm getting kind of bit up. I should have done this earlier, but I had stuff to do and life intervenes. But anyway, this is solid. It's not really coming out. If you really wanted to, you could take some twine like this, pop a couple holes, tie a little bit of twine in it just to secure it. What I would do is, personally, after I did that, I would pop another hole here, tie some twine, tie it to a tree or a stick. But you want to put some little bit of rocks down in there. A few rocks just so it sinks. Goes in the ground. I watched this on the Discovery Channel on the indigenous people of the Amazon. And this is exactly what they do. Sometimes they'll pop little sticks through instead of twine. Just pop a hole, run a stick through, With the way this is, the cap, if you can see my fingers, it still holds in there. Now you're not going to catch big fish in this. You're not. Now you can adjust it up a little bit more like this, where you got a little bit more room. If you're doing it here, you're probably going to catch nothing but minnows, perhaps a few crayfish, crawdaddies, whatever you want to, people call them. I call them crayfish, crawdads. But what you're going to end up with is like this. It's simple, cheap, if you find them, because unfortunately the trash is everywhere. You got bait fish, so you can use those minnows to catch bigger fish. Like I said, you're not going to catch big stuff. If you're looking for this to catch you a big dinner, forget it. It ain't happening. But it is going to catch you bait. It will catch overnight, maybe a crawfish. Crawdad goes in there or two. Depends on how many you set out. You may have 4 or 5 crawdads. Yeah, that would be, is it a filling dinner? Absolutely not, but it's something. But if you will catch minnows, minnows turn into bait to catch something. But it's just another little thing to show you about the trash. Just because you find trash, don't go, oh, that's just garbage. Yeah, it's useful too. Okay? Even the trash is useful in a real survival situation. I mean, now if this really was a real true survival situation, I don't think I'd cut this unless it already had holes in it. What I would do with it is, that would be a water carrier. Okay? Even if I had a water bottle or two on me, hey, that stop that you found, that place that you found might be the only place for fresh water for a little while. So yeah, I would rinse it out, and I'd use it, at least I got 2 liters of water. So if I got 2 1-liter water bottles on me, yeah, damn straight I'm gonna use this as a water bottle first, just like the people in the Amazon. Once it becomes useless as a water bottle, being damaged, because it is thin plastic, they're not entitled, you know, I don't think they're made to last forever. But once it becomes got holes in or whatever, instead of pitching it, hey, you know, quick little trap. Even if I caught, I mean, I know people eat sardines. So even if I caught a bunch of minnows and I tried them as bait, maybe tried one as bait and nothing happened, and I'm hungry, yeah, those minnows are, hate to say it, might not be able to fillet them, but I'll figure out, I'll cook them and I'll eat them. At least it's something. I would prefer a bluegill, crappie, prefer a catfish, but ain't gonna happen in this thing. But you do get bait. So keep that in mind next time you're out and you see it and you need something to catch bait in. That does work. Like I said, normally you could reinforce this by putting a couple little pieces of twine or stick in there. I could use the grapevines behind me. But all in all, I'm not showing that tonight because I'm getting bit by mosquitoes. But just because something's trash doesn't mean it's always, that's what it is. Glass bottles you can use to sanitize water. It takes a little while. But if you have a glass bottle, preferably one that has a lid or something, even if it don't, you fill it up with clean water, but you don't have no way to purify it, set it in the hot sun. 4 or 5 hours in the hot sun, the UV rays will purify that water from a water bottle that's trash. From a glass bottle, of course. You could do it with this too, plastic. I mean, any clear material, plastic, glass. You could also use the bottle. If I didn't cut the top off of it, I could open up the cap, throw leaves down in it, seal it back up, leave it lay in the sun. It will turn the leaves, the water from the leaves, into drinkable water for you to drink. Remember, you're not going to get a lot. You can pack this thing, a 2-liter bottle full of leaves, throw it in the sun, you might get a mouthful, maybe. It's not much. But it just shows you from something from trash what you can do. Until my next video, like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and remember, I just showed about trash. Please don't leave your trash out nowhere. One, is disrespectful.